Okay, we are continuing now with discrete random variables. Discrete probability distribution. Okay, we are continuing with this and we are doing practice question 4. So consider a group of 5 potential, consider a group of 5 potential blood donors A, B, C, D and E, of whom only A and B have type O plus blood. 5 blood samples, 1 from each individual. 5 blood samples, 1 from each individual will be typed in a random order until type O plus is identified. Until type O plus is identified. Okay, find the probability distribution of the number of typings necessary to identify O plus individual. Okay, so consider a group of 5 potential blood donors A, B, C, D and E, out of which only 2 of them, A and B, have the required O plus type. Now 5 blood samples, 1 from each individual, will be typed in random order until type O plus is identified. Find the probability distribution of the number of typings necessary to identify the O plus individual. So suppose I take my random variable as y. Okay, so let the random variable y denote, I can take any random variable, I have chosen y particularly, denote the number of typings necessary to identify type O plus individual. Let random variable y denote the number of typings necessary to identify type O plus individual. Now, who will tell me what are the values y will take? What are the values the random variable y will take? Okay, I can type the first individual and that can be type O plus. I'll be the lucky one in that case to get the first individual as type O plus, or I'll have to type 2 individuals to get the type O plus, or I'll have to type 3, or I'll have to type 4. Will I take the value 5? There are 5 blood donors and I know that out of these 5, 2 definitely have O plus type. So will y take the value 5? I ask you guys, will y take the value 5? Should y take the value 5? Because when will I stop? I will stop the moment I get type O plus. You will see when I type 4 individuals, I definitely get the type O plus. I don't need to type the 5th individual. Because 2 individuals contain O plus. That means out of 5, I need to type the blood groups of only 4 individuals. That means y will not take the value 5. Y would have taken the value 5 if only one individual had type O plus. Here, two individuals have type O plus. Guys, no annotations, please. I really don't appreciate that. Whosoever is doing it, please leave the meeting. Okay? So I hope students have understood y is not going to take the value 5. It's going to take the value 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, what's the probability? What is the probability that you type the first individual and luckily that guy is a type O plus? Now 2 out of 5 have type O plus. So my probability is 2 by 5, which is 0.4. What is the probability that you need to type 2 individuals? That means the first individual you typed was not O plus. The first individual you typed was not O plus into the second individual you typed was O plus. But how many individuals were left? 4 individuals. And it was O plus means 2 by 4. So that makes it 0.3. You are typing 3 individuals. That means the first individual was not O plus. The second individual was also not O plus, but the third individual is O plus. You will see denominator is going down by 1, 5, 4, 3. First individual is not O plus into second individual is also not O plus. When I talk about second individual, one individual is already gone. So 4. Denominator becomes 4. Not O plus means 2 by 4. Into the third individual is O plus. Third individual is O plus. Ab kitne O plus hai? There are 2 O pluses. So 2 by, the denominator goes down by 1. So 2 by 3. This becomes how much? 0.2. And 4 means first one is not O plus into second one is not O plus into third one is not O plus. If the first 3 are not O plus, the last one will definitely be O plus because 2 individuals have O plus type. So if 2 individuals have O plus type, the first 3 are not O plus. That means the last one has to be O plus. Has to be O plus means probability is 1. So if I solve this, it comes out to be 0.1. So what is my answer? My answer is y and p of y, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the corresponding probabilities are 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, and 0.1. You can see they all add up to 1. And if we draw the graph, you can see the graph. This is the origin, this is y, and this is probability of y. So y takes the values 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1. Okay. So I have to plot these values now. So 0.4 will be somewhere, this is 0.5. So 0.4 will be somewhere here. 0.3 will be somewhere here. 0.2 and 0.1. So this is my probability mass function of y. Okay, 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, and 0.1. So any student who has any doubts in this, please ask. In case any student has any doubt, wants to clarify something.
Sir, in y equals to 4, the probability of y, shouldn't it be 3 upon 5 times 2 upon 4 times 2 upon 3 times 1?
Why 2 upon 3? The third individual also does not have O plus. So numerator भी कम होगा.
Sir, समझा नहीं.
Okay, understand this. First individual is not O plus. 3/5. सेकेंड इंडिविजुअल भी O प्लस नहीं है तो डिनोमिनेटर भी कम हो जाएगा, न्यूमरेटर भी कम हो जाएगा, 2/4.
ओके समझ गया।
ऐसे 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 थर्ड इंडिविजुअल भी O प्लस नहीं है तो न्यूमरेटर डिनोमिनेटर दोनों कम होंगे, राइट? एनीवन एल्स हैव एनी डाउट? Come on guys, don't hesitate. If you plan to score a 10 CGP, you should be having some doubts, or my explanations are brilliant in that way that you are understanding without having doubts. Okay, I hope it is the latter case. So I can erase the whiteboard and we start with the new concept now. So let me first clear off the whiteboard and let us go first to the lecture note now. So we have done these practice questions on the whiteboard. All these we have solved. We have done this one also, blood donors. We have drawn the diagrams. We have done Bernoulli random variable general case. We start with the new topic now, cumulative distribution function. So till now we had done PMF or PDF, which was probability distribution function or probability mass function. Now we are doing CDF. So all of you focus on the definition on your screen. The cumulative distribution function f of x of a discrete random variable x with probability mass function p of x is defined for every number x by capital F of x is the probability that x takes the value either less than or equal to small x, which is nothing but summation py as y goes on from 0 to x. So how can I say this in words? In words, it means for any number x, f of x is the probability that the observed value of capital X will be at the most equal to small x. Okay, so I can come to the whiteboard, explain you on the whiteboard. Okay, so let's draw a table, and in the table you shall understand this in a better way. This is probability distribution function, which we have already done before. Probability distribution function or probability mass function. Probability distribution function or probability mass function. And this is cumulative distribution function. Cumulative distribution function. This we call as PMF. This we call as CDF. Let us understand their definition. So definition of this is probability that capital X, which is the random variable, takes the value exactly equal to small x is nothing but P of X. So P of small x is nothing but probability of X taking the value exactly equal to small x. But what is my cumulative distribution function? The definition of it is capital F of X is the probability that capital X takes the value either less than or equal to small x. It means you're accumulating everything to the left of this tiny x. You are adding up all values to the left of. So example, suppose I need to find f of 2. It will be probability of x taking the value either less than or equal to 2. Okay, so this is my cumulative distribution function. I can write it like this also. I can write it like this also. Summation as y goes on from 0 to this small x P of y. Because what is the meaning of cumulative? Cumulative means you're adding up. It's accumulating. Probability that capital X takes the value less than equal to small x. Another way of saying it, as y goes on from 0 to this small x p of y. You are adding it up. I can say it in words. What does this mean? What does this mean? This means that probability of the random variable x taking a particular value small x is p of x. This means that f of x is the probability of the random variable capital X taking the value at the most x, at most x. At most x means either x or less than x. So I hope you have understood the interpretations of both. Interpretation of capital F of x, and this is my interpretation of the probability mass function. If in case you are writing some things in your register, you can tell me to stop. I'll wait for you. Okay, this is for even more clarity on the topic.
Sir, could you explain the cumulative function once more?
So I am explaining it once more. Cumulative distribution function by definition is given by capital F of x is the probability that capital X takes the value either less than small x or equal to small x. Which I can write it like this. X taking the value less than equal to small x means I can choose y. So y going from 0 to this small x, y going from 0 to this small x, p of y. So in words it means what? In words it means the random variable x takes the value at the most x. Exactly equal to x means probability mass function. At the most x means cumulative distribution function. It means you are adding all values of x to the left of this tiny x. When we'll do a numerical, you'll be able to understand 100%. Right now, you must have understood around 85% of it. But when we actually solve a numerical on CDF, you'll understand in a better way. But I hope everyone has understood at least 85% in terms of mathematical notation and interpretation. Doubts to anyone, please ask. Anyone has any doubts? Unmute your mic and ask. Okay, then we can move forward. We can do a numerical. So practice question 1. Consider the probability mass function of the random variable x as, suppose the probability mass function is given to us as 0.5 if x is equal to 0, 0.167 if x is equal to 1, 0.333 if x is equal to 2, and 0 otherwise. Otherwise means for values greater than 2. This is the probability mass function given to us. Okay. Now, if I ask you what is f of 0, what will that be? So find the following for me. F of 0 will be probability of x taking the value less than or equal to 0. That will be how much? 0.5. If I ask you find f of 1, this will be probability of x taking the value less than equal to 1. Now less than equal to 1 means P of 0 plus P of 1, which is 0.5 plus 0.167, which is 0.667. If I ask you to find f of 1.5, what will that be? It will be probability of x less than equal to 1.5, which will be what? Which will be exactly this only, 0.667. Because 1.5 lies between 1 and 2. So probability of x less than equal to 1.5 is the same as probability of x less than equal to 1. If I ask you f of 2, that will be probability of x less than or equal to 2. That means P of 0 plus P of 1 plus P of 2, which will be the sum of these three terms, which will come out to be 1. Now, if I ask you probability of 3.7, if I ask you f of 3.7, what will that be? Probability of x less than equal to 3.7, and probability of x less than equal to 3.7 will be exactly same as probability of x less than equal to 2, because 3.7 is more than 2. So x less than equal to 3.7 is same as x less than equal to 2, because the function takes 0 values otherwise. So this will also exactly be equal to 1. If I ask you f of 5, that will be probability of x less than equal to 5, which will be same as probability of x less than equal to 2, which will be equal to 1 only, and so on. Have you understood this example? Anyone has any doubts, please ask. In case any student has any doubt, please feel free to ask. I hope all of you have understood how to find out the cumulative distribution function from the probability mass function. Yes, I can do another practice question with all of you. So practice question 2. A store carries flash drives with either 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, or 16 GB memory. 16 GB of memory. A store carries flash drives with either 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, or 16 GB of memory. Okay, the following table gives the probability mass function of y, which is the amount of memory purchased, amount of memory in a purchased drive. Amount of memory in a purchased drive. Okay, we are given y 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. This is the amount of memory in a purchased drive, and its probability is given to us as 0.05, 0.10, 0.35, 0.4, and 0.1. Okay, so what is the probability of having 8 GB in a memory drive? In a purchased drive, the probability is 0.4. It's a way of interpreting it. Okay, now the question asks us, find the cumulative distribution function of y. So I ask you, how will the cumulative distribution function look like? Okay, f of 1 will be probability of y taking the value less than equal to 1, which is how much? 0.05. F of 2 will be y taking the value less than equal to 2, which will be 0.05 plus 0.1, which is 0.15. F of 3 will be probability of y taking the value less than equal to 3, which will be exactly how much? I ask you. Who will tell me what will be the value of f of 3? Yes? Can someone tell me what's the value of f of 3?
0.15.
Very good. It's going to be exactly 0.15 because the benchmark is 4, which is not crossed yet. Okay? But if I find f of 4, probability of y less than equal to 4, which will be 0.05 plus 0.10 plus 0.35, which is going to be exactly 0.5. Similarly, f of 8 will be probability of y less than equal to 8. Now, if I choose anything between 4 and 8, answer will still be 0.5. If I choose anything between 3 and 4, answer will still be 3 only. If I choose anything between 2 and 4, answer will still be f of 2, 0.15, and so on. So f of 8 will be 0.05 plus 0.10 plus 0.35 plus 0.4. It turns out to be 0.9, and f of 16 will be probability of y less than equal to 16, which means I add up everything. If I add up everything, I know what's the answer I'll get. Exactly 1. So how will I write it? So you can see it. Therefore, f of y will take the value 0 if y is strictly less than 1. Suppose y is strictly less than 1. F of y is 0. If y takes the value greater than equal to 1 but strictly less than 2, answer will be f of 1, which is 0.05. If y takes the value greater than equal to 2 but strictly less than 4, answer will be f of 2, which is 0.15. If y takes the value greater than equal to 4 but strictly less than 8, answer will be f of 4, which is 0.5. If y takes the value greater than equal to 8 but strictly less than 16, answer will be f of 8, which is 0.9. And if y takes the value greater than or equal to 16, answer will always be 1. So this is my answer. This is my cumulative distribution function of y. So I hope all students, this is a very important example. You can get questions like this in your exam. This is a standard question in Stat Semester 3 which comes for the topics PMF and CDS. Okay. Now, if I show you the graph, how will the graph look like? So I'm erasing this part now. Let's see how the graph is going to look like. So we have y, we have f of y. Now this is my cumulative distribution function. Okay, I can take the values 0, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8 and 0.1. 0.1, sorry, this is 0.8 and then exactly 1. And then I can, on y-axis, I can take the values. It's going on till 16. So I can do one thing, I can go on till 16 for you. But in the handout, I have not gone till 16, but here I can probably try and go till 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Now we can plot it. For y less than 1, f of y is 0. That means for y less than 1, f of y is 0. For y, so I am drawing an open bracket, open circle here. Open circle means not included. 1 is not included. For y lying between 1 and 2, 0.05. Between 1 and 2, this is 0.1, so 0.05 will be somewhere here. So this, and but 2 is not included. So I draw open circle here. Between 2 and 4, it's 0.15. So between 2 and 4, but 4 not included, it's 0.15. By the way, 0.15 should be slightly below because 0.2 is there. Somewhere here. Okay. For y lying between 4 and 8, it should be 0.5. 0.5 for y lying between 4 and 8, but 8 is not included. Between 8 and 16, 0.9. 8 and 16. 16 is going till here. My God, this is 0.9. But 16 is not included. And above 16, it is going to be exactly 1. So exactly 1 for values above 16. So I hope all of you understood how to draw the diagram for this. And if you come to the lecture note, even in the lecture note, I've drawn the diagram. The only difference is I had the opportunity to draw a bigger diagram here, but in the lecture note, you can see on your screens now, you can see it's a step function. I have taken 0, 5, 10, 15, 20 on the horizontal axis, but in the whiteboard, I have taken till 16 exactly. Okay, so now there is one last question I plan to do and then we stop. Let's do one last question. Okay, so this is my practice question 3. Suppose the probability mass function of x, where x denotes the number of births, childbirths, is of the form p of x is equal to 1 minus p to the power x minus 1 into p, if x takes the value 1, 2, 3 and so on, and 0 otherwise. The question asks you find the cumulative distribution function of x. So x here denotes the number of childbirths, and number of childbirths has to be an integer. You can't have 1.5 child born or 2.5 child born. Obviously, it has to be integers, okay, and 0 otherwise. So now, how will we find? So look at the solution. What will capital F of x be? Remember, it is summation as y goes on from 1 to x p of y. here y is going on from 1 to that x, where this tiny x can be any number out of these. So f of x is summation as y goes on from 1 to x p of y. This I can write as summation as y goes on from 1 to x, p of y will be, p of x is this, so p of y will be 1 minus p to the power y minus 1 into p, which I can write as, now p is a constant, so p into summation as y goes on from 1 to x, 1 minus p to the power y minus 1. Now guys, understand this. If I take summation as y goes on from 1 to x, 1 minus p to the power y minus 1, you will observe that this is exactly equal to, as y goes on from 0 to x minus 1, 1 minus p to the power y. You do one thing, at home, expand this as the homework and expand this. You will see that they come out to be same. Try this at home. At home, try and expand these terms. They will exactly come out to be the same. So therefore, I can write f of x is p times, instead of going from 1 to x, I can go from 0 to x minus 1. I can go from 0 to x minus 1, 1 minus p to the power y minus 1. Sorry, 1 minus p to the power y. This is y. I mean, this is y minus 1, but this is y. So I can write p summation as y goes on from 0 to x minus 1, 1 minus p to the power y. Why can I write it? Because this is exactly equal to this term. You can try expanding at home. Okay, and now understand this. In maths we have done. So in maths, there is this formula that summation as y goes on from 0 to k, a to the power y is 1 minus a to the power k plus 1 upon 1 minus a. So if I apply this formula here, what will I get? ये मैथ्स के अंदर फॉर्मूला होता है. This will be given to you as a hint in the question. In the question, they will give you this as a hint. So this will become, therefore, summation as 0, y goes on from 0 to k minus 1, 1 minus p to the power y will be 1 minus p to the power, this is x, this is not k, this is x, 1 minus p to the power x upon 1 minus p, that becomes exactly 1 minus p to the power x. So my answer is this. It will take the value 1 minus p to the power x if x is greater than equal to 1 and 0 if x is less than 1.